Okay, today we are going to be talking about angle and line relationships. Our learning target is I can describe the angles created when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal. Okay, so let's look at complementary and supplementary angles. I do have like a little fill-in here. So in the first fill in the blank is going to be complementary angles. So complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So the angles that we have that add up to 90 degrees, a regular angle that's 90 degrees, looks like this, right? But so that's the very most common example of an angle that's 90 degrees, right? What complementary angles do is, let's say we have two angles. Let's say we kind of get rid of this little box, and let's say there's an angle that goes like this. Now there's two angles. They're kind of together. They share that the same side right here, right? And I can say that this angle, the orange angle, and this angle, the purple angle, when I add them together, they make 90 degrees. So this is an example of a complementary angle. Okay. The next one will be a supplementary angle. Right. And those angles add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so let's say an angle that's 180 degrees is just a straight line, just like that. And to say that we have two angles, we can just put an angle like that, or it can be like this. It can be any way. Let me make it a little bit straighter. Right? So let's say we have two angles right here. That means that this orange angle right here and this purple angle, they add up to 180 degrees. Right, so 90-degree angles, they kind of look like a little half edge like this. And then supplementary angles, they are all 180 degrees, like a straight line. Okay, so something that complementary or supplementary angles have, they have adjacent sides. Okay, so that's going to be the last one, adjacent. And those are the angles that angles that share a common side. So in our supplementary angle, the adjacent angle that they share, the side that they share is this right here. So they are adjacent angles because they do share a side. The complementary angle, sorry, the supplementary angles, we can see that this angle and this angle, they share this common side, so that means that they are adjacent angles because they share a side. Okay. So let's do two examples. Actually, we're going to do four. We're going to do two right now. So we have this right here. It is like kind of like a fourth of a box, so we know that this is 90 degrees. Right? We can put like a little box right here. So I know that this is going to add up to 90 degrees, and we said angles that add up to 90 degrees are complementary angles. So this is a complementary angle. Okay, it adds up to 90 degrees. Right. So if I write down what these angles are, I can write down that angle ABD. So I'm going to write that a little symbol for angle. ABD. That is equal to 32 degrees because it tells me right here it's equal to 32 degrees. If I try to find the other angle, DBC, DBC. Notice they have the same vertex. So the middle letter is going to be the vertex, right? But we can find how much that angle is because we already know if those two angles add up to 90 degrees. I can just do 90 minus 32. And what do I get? I get 58, right? So this 58 is this angle right here. Because I know when I add those two together, 32 plus 58, I should get 90 degrees because this is a complementary angles. Right? Let's look at the next one. So for the next one, if we put them together, we would have like an angle that looks like this, right? I would have this and then kind of like this. This would be 128. So if it's a straight line like this, all of it together would be 180. So these two lines together, they are going to add up to 180, which is a supplementary angle. Okay, right? And they add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so if I write down the two angles, angle KLM, so angle KLM, it tells us that it's 128 degrees. Right, this entire thing right here. Right. Let's see what the other one is. The angle OPQ, so I'm going to put angle OPQ. I can find that angle because I know that these two angles are supplementary. So I'm going to get that 180 degrees, right? And I'm going to subtract that 128 so I can get whatever the purple angle is. Okay, so when I do that, let's borrow from our 8. We get 52 degrees. So this angle right here, the purple angle, is 52 degrees. And I can put it like that. And if you want to check your answer, 128 plus 52 should give us 180, right? Because they add up to 180 degrees. So 8, 9, 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then bring down the 1. Yep. They're supplementary angles. Okay, so if you want to try these out, please do so. You can pause the video right now and do your work. So let's see what you get. So for this one, they are separated, but if I put them together, they would make a 90-degree angle, right? If I put them like this, they would make a 90-degree angle. So since they're 90 degrees, it's going to be complementary. Right, and that's 90 degrees, right? And so let's see, we have angle EFG and angle HIJ, and we only have angle HIJ, and that's 59 degrees. So I know they're complementary, so I'm going to get this 90, and I'm going to get the purple angle to find the orange angle. Okay, so when I subtract that, I should get, let's see, this would be 8, 10, that'll be a 1, and then a 3. So 31 degrees will be our angle EFG. I forgot the little degrees. If you wanted to check your answer, you can. 31 plus 59 should give us 90 degrees. So that's 10, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Check. Okay. For the last one, let's say we got angle RSU and angle UST. Together, they make 180 degrees, so I know they are supplementary. Right, and so they add up to 180 degrees. Okay, and so we got the orange angle, which is RSU, and that gave us 45 degrees for that one. and the angle UST, they don't give us, right? But I know together they add up to 180, so we can subtract the orange angle to get our purple angle. Okay, so we would borrow from our 8, so this would turn into a 7, 10, we got 5, 3, and then 1. So 135 degrees. Okay, if you wanted to add, to check your answer, we got 135 plus 45, that would be a 10. This would be 8, and then a 1, which is 180 degrees. That's the same thing.